This is question number 16 of homework 13. New bank started its first day of operations with $152 million in capital. A total of $246 million in checkable deposits is received. The bank makes a $22 million commercial loan and another $23 million in mortgage loans. So if you sum up these two, you get the total amount of loans on the balance sheet. Required reserves are 5.5%. New bank decides to invest $234 million in 30-day T-bills. The T-bills are currently trading at $4,982. So this includes commissions for a $4,970 face value instrument. So this face value here means that by maturity, this is what you will get back from each of the T-bills. How many T-bills? First part of the question is how many T-bills do they purchase? Here's the note. Note information is based on new bank's first month of operations. I think this first part is relatively straightforward to answer because we know how much new bank were used to buy the T-bills. That's going to be $234 million, and each T-bill is traded at this price. So to get the number of T-bills that they can purchase, we can just divide this total amount in buying the T-bills to the price per T-bill. So let me do that so that equals, if I use Excel, you can use a calculator, do the same calculations. Here I just use Excel. So it's 234. Remember, this is in million dollars, so add 6 zeros and divide that amount by the price per T-bill, which is $4,982. So this will give me a number 46,969. So here, obviously, I believe the rounding should be to the whole number because this is the number of T-bills, so you cannot have fractional number, right? So that gives me 46,966. So check my answer. Good job. So the second part involves more calculations, but first we need to see the second part is complete the balance sheet below to show new bank's purchase. So the T-bills, first we can show the T-bill purchase. That's on the asset side, right? Because when we said a typical commercial bank includes balance sheet, includes assets and liabilities, and assets could include reserves, security holdings. Typically, security holdings are government treasuries and including the treasury bills, and also the loans. So the T-bills here is $234 million. So we can just put that number down. And loans, and the question gives us the bank makes a $22 million commercial loan and another $23 million in mortgage loans. So here the loans should be the sum of those two, commercial and mortgage loans. So that will give us 22 plus 23 give us 45, right? That's 45. And then checkable deposits, that's also directly provided a total of $246 million in checkable deposits. So 246. And capital, that's also directly provided. Capital is $152 million in capital, 152. So then you can see that the only two blanks are required reserves and excess reserves. But we are also provided with the reserve ratio, which is 5.5%. And this reserve ratio is in terms of the checkable deposits, right? Reserves are in terms of the checkable deposits. So we can also determine the required reserves, which is 5.5% multiplied by 246. So that's 246 times 5.5%. So that gives me 13.53%. So that's the required reserves. And then finally, the only blank we have here is the excess reserves. So how can we use the numbers we have to determine this number, excess reserves? Remember, this balance sheet means that ultimately the assets have to be balanced with the liabilities. So that means if you sum up all these items here, required reserves, excess reserves, TBOs, and loans on the asset side, that will have to be equal to the total liabilities, which is the sum of the checkable deposits and bank capital. So let me use that information to figure out. So the total liabilities, right? So that's that equals 246 plus 152. So that gives me 398. And total assets, so let me further give a number here. So this is excess reserves. Excess reserves, any number here. I want to show you how to use Excel utility, a function to solve out this equation. It's in data what if analysis goal sake. To use that, let me assume an arbitrary number. So excess reserves is just 5,000. It's any arbitrary number there. It doesn't have to be the final solution. Here I just make any assumption in order to get to this total assets. So now if the excess reserves is $5,000 million, obviously I believe that's too high, but again, that doesn't matter. So that equals the total assets will equal to the required reserves 13.853 plus this excess reserves. That's the key. You cannot just directly plug in the $5,000 here. You have to use the cell. Just put the B4 instead of 5,000 directly. Because later on, when I change this cell value, I want this to change too. If you put $5,000 there, when you change this cell value here, this value doesn't change, and that's not good. So plus TBO's amount 234 and plus 45. So as we said, balance sheet means that total liabilities has to be equal to total assets. That's what the balance sheet means. Right? But right now you can see obviously these two are not equal. And the reason, of course, is because I assumed an arbitrary number of these excess reserves. But now I want to show you that in using the what if data, first you click on data, and then what if analysis, and using the goal-seek function, you can actually estimate these excess reserves, which makes these two numbers to be equal to each other. So in order to do that, I have to set cell, which is total assets. That's C6, right? The column C and row 6. And here I cannot put a cell value. I have to type the exact amount, which is the total liabilities 398. So I want to equate the cell C6 to be equal to, equate that to 398. By doing what? By changing cell 5,000, the excess reserves here, changing that B4, which is B4. So I want to change its value until these two numbers are the same, basically. So that's essentially saying that we want to make the balance balanced. So click on OK. Now you can see that the number target value, which is the number we want to make this total assets to be equal to, and that's the total liabilities, 398. And now, if the excess reserves equal to 105.47, my total assets, that's the current value, will be exactly equal to 398. 398. So, and then, okay. So now I have that number, 105.47. All right, so check my answer. Fantastic. And round the responses to the nearest whole number. Oh, here actually you don't have to put keep two decimal places, even though I did, and you can see that it's still marked as correct. So as long as your answer lies within a certain tolerance of the correct answer, your answer will be marked as correct. So you can also follow strictly the instructions here, round the responses to the nearest whole number. So this will be 14 and this will be 106, right? Both numbers will be accepted by my Econ Lab. All right, so I want to use this example to show you first the basic items on a bank's balance sheet, and then how to determine the unknown item given the other items on the balance sheet, especially by using the Excel goal-seek function in Excel.